Hey, Dante. Whew, Lord. Said hi. Oh, wow. There's a bunch going on. Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, man, I tell you, you gotta chill.
Long live dog. Long live dog. Full justice. Full justice for Dolph and Tyree Nichols. Hey, Sheila. There's a lot going on, y'all. Tyree mama testified today. Got on the witness stand. She got up there and started talking, baby, and they never came back, did they? They never came back. She never came back. She started talking like this, baby.
From the swelling.
And they started saying, Your Honor, can we talk to the side?
It was,
you hear me?
Like they beat the out of him. That's what they did. My son was beaten to a pulp. His head was the size of a watermelon. His nose was broken. His neck was split open from the swelling. He was bruised from head to toe. It was like they beat the out of him.
Baby, after she talked, they said, sidebar, Your Honor. I don't know what they thought, but listen. I was listening to some stuff. I can't be here all night. I got something going on. With myself. I'm gonna say his name. Oh, these people kill me. I think they don't like us because they can't be us. You know what I mean? Let's hear OG Percy. He said he said some cold-blooded stuff today.
Okay.
Shout out to OG Percy.
How you doing there, too? I'm well. Carmelo Anthony.
Let's go. OG.
He stabbed another player by the name of Austin Metcalf at a track meet, leaving him dead. Witnesses say that Austin grabbed Carmelo. Apparently, he was trying to kick him from under their tent. And once he grabbed Carmelo, Carmelo stabbed him. Carmelo claims that he's...
OG Percy said there's only one way to stab somebody. He said there's only one way. When I heard him say that, I said, OG, street guy, been there. He said there's only one way, a devout crip, to stab somebody. Y'all ready to hear what OG said?
Stabbed him in self-defense. After Carmelo ran and fled, Austin later died.
17-year-old Carmelo Anthony was charged with first-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of a teen at a track meet earlier this month. Is out on bond. A judge today reducing the teen's $1 million bond to $250,000 at the request of the defense.
The country, not the state, not the city, but the country.
He got it.
And Frisco, Texas, to my knowledge, is in your backyard. Greater Dallas area.
Yeah, it's over this way, too.
The country has been in an uproar.
I see it day after day, month after month, year after year, and I'm tired of the anti-white racism. I'm tired of the anti-white hate. I'm tired of the anti-white violence.
Let's make a stand together now. Let's make a stand together today.
Please come in, hitting the like button.
Antifa, Hamas, you have to answer the call to God.
For what? For what? They don't go for too. Over what?
Shout out to Real
They trying
Tune.
to figure out if Carmelo was wrong.
Well, goddamn, too. The
What
man,
was the
the
white
man
boy
stabbed somebody. That make him wrong?
They make
Can I
him.
give you a game? For every action, there's a reaction. How about that?
Come on.
Shit. Lucky he didn't shoot nobody.
What?
No, I know. Lucky he didn't shoot nobody. Y'all crying over a little stick and poke. Well, it's gonna take its toll however it's supposed to go. However God gonna write that book for that young man, that's how it's gonna turn out. What I mean by that, lucky he didn't shoot nobody, cause it'll show better in the courtroom. He was really just trying to help himself.
He was what?
It really showed in the courtroom.
He said he was trying to help himself. What you say? OG Percy. What? Now, I did say he could have had a gun. I did say that before. But you say he was trying to help himself. Help yourself. Wow. That's
He
not...
was defending himself. Something was going on for him to have to stab. Let me tell you something about a stab, y'all.
Let's go.
You can't stab nobody that ain't up in person on you.
It's what?
Yeah. I can't stab you from over here.
Wait,
He
what?
was just trying to help himself.
Anybody
When
catch
he showed
that?
me in the courtroom, he was defending himself. Something was going on for him to have to stab. Let me tell you something about a stab, y'all. You can't stab nobody that ain't up in person on you. Yeah. I can't stab you from over here. Hello? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let y'all soak in that for a minute. Something gotta be going on for me.
He said, I'm going to let y'all soak in that for a minute. What? What did he say? You can't stab nothing that ain't up on you. I said, you know what? I said, you know what? We're right. I mean that he had to come up on him all up in his space. Because he didn't go to them. They came to him, right? Hey, Tashawn. I said, Percy, you're right. You can't stab nothing that's over there. So they had to come up on him in order to get close enough to stick him. Okay. I said, well, let me listen to him.
Yeah. I can't stab you because it'll show better in the courtroom. He really just trying to help himself. It really showed me in the courtroom he was defending himself. Something was going on for him to have to stab. Let me tell you something about a stab, y'all. You can't stab nobody that ain't up in person on you. Yeah. I can't stab you from over here. Hello? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to let y'all soak in that for a minute. Something got to be going on for me to be able to stab you. I'm just saying, though. Because I can't stab you if you even 3 feet away from me, or 4 feet away from me. I can't stab you if you ain't up on me doing me no harm. The only way I can stab you, you got to be up on me to get poked.
To get poked?
Something had to be going on for the man to be able to even stab somebody. Oh. Can I ask the question? Is this guy got to be black? It's got to be a black and a white thing? This would have to be a black and a white thing, would it? So it ain't really about, the stabbing is really about the white man dying, the white boy dying. I'm just being honest with y'all. Had he not have died, probably wouldn't have been, just a recovery. Just another racist attack. And not on the white boy. Yeah. Boy, you heard the thunder, Dr. Dre. Yes, sir. Hello. You heard the thunder, Dr. Dre. Because you know what? It's vice versa. See, you know what, y'all? Tell them a crib. Couple of months ago down here in Houston, Texas, right? It was a famous rapper. I'm not from Houston, but it was a famous rapper down there in H-Town. Somebody was breaking in his house. And when they broke in his house, he went down, he caught the man breaking, he shot that nigga down. He ended up in court over there. The young man ended up living. But who was wrong? The one that went downstairs and shot him or the one that got shot? But everybody looked at the kid that got shot and looked like it was the one that shot him fault. Hello? Is anybody picking up
what you dropped?
As I was told, this young kid was being jumped on. This young kid was already being attacked already. In defense, this is what I was told, not on no black or white thing, but on just how it was going down thing. He was being attacked that day, he pulled out that blade, pulled out a knife. Lucky he didn't have a gun. That's what I'm saying. Lucky he didn't have a gun. Because he was just trying to do something to get somebody off of him.
Ain't I been saying that? I mean, but...
I don't think he ran in the kitchen, got the butcher knife, and came back.
You can't stab nobody who ain't all up on you. I said...
Prayers to that kid family that lost his life,
absolutely.
Man. Prayers to that kid family, man. The big picture is another senseless killing.
Keep your hands to yourself.
I used to be allergic to it. Shit, guess what? Now we what? What we is now, too? We used to it. There it is. We used to it now. It ain't. That ain't. You stabbed her? I'm telling you, y'all senseless killing. Tell them a crib. Man, I was going to school, little nigga at Ronnie. He sit across the street, across from me on my desk in the 9th grade, Trimble Tech High School. He sit right across from, his name was Ronnie, man. And Ronnie, I always liked to slap by a little old nigga, had some hands. He always tried to show me little some of the staff, Detroit staff, he had his hands doing all type of shit, you know, and all these old he always did that stuff. So he was always good with his hands. Man, Ronnie always try to box on people, show you his hands. One time in Prince Hall, Park Terrace apartment, Fort Worth, Texas. Park Terrace apartment. Little Ronnie was out there, this little nigga named Trey. Little Trey, one number right in the 12th grade, 12 years old. Little nigga, little Trey had hands. He had hands. To be 12, he could thump. And little Ronnie wanted to play with little Trey one day. In front of all the girls. Under the little stool thing on the porch out there. At Prince Hall apartment, Park Terrace apartment. Fort Worth, Texas. And when they was out there playing, little Trail, goddamn, you know, he got the best of little Ronnie, y'all. In front of all the girls. You know, back in the day, they used to have these little knives called a butterfly knife. Anybody know what a butterfly is? I used to know how to work it good, too, y'all. You can tell what
Y'all, please come in hitting the like button.
You know what a butterfly knife is, right? I appreciate it. Look, and if you was good, you could work two of them at the one time. They look like nunchucks in your hand. Oh, I learned how to use the jackknife. I learned the butterfly knife real good. It's a Chinese knife. Well, little Ronnie had one of them one time. And when little Trail started fighting in front of girls, the little 12-year-old started taking girls, bop, showing out on it. And little Ronnie took the knife out and stuck little Trail in his stomach with it. In front of the girls. Little Trail said, oh, man, you stuck me, man. He said, oh, man, you stuck me. And little Trail walked out, man. Everybody said, man, you wrong him up for that shit. He stuck little Trail in the stomach. Make it what, too?
Makes sense.
Well, Trail walked about 10 feet and dropped to the floor and died.
Oh, Lord.
12 years old, y'all. I told y'all, I used to be allergic to these type of things. I'm used to it. This been happening. A stab, a sticking, I'm just giving y'all a story. R.I.P. Little Trail, man. 12 years old. Stabbed in the stomach by little Ronnie. Wani. That's it. That's how you pronounce it. Not Ronnie, Wani. Never forget that's how you have to pronounce his name. But one thing about people when it comes down to being bullied and being jumped, people overlook it because they feel like since it's your race color, you the aggressor.
Mm.
You know, when they get killed, you know, they forget about what they was doing to get killed.
Hello.
Please let's not forget
what you was doing.
Those shoes, because people put themselves in situations to get themselves killed. Hold on, let me say this again. I'm not on nobody's side. The dead one or the one that stabbed. I'm always be in the middle, y'all. I don't take sides when it comes down to blood being in the street. I can't do that. I can't take a side. That only God can judge them, not me. But on this note, I'm just gonna put it like this: for every action,
there's a reaction.
Boy, put it being jumped things. I'm used to it.
Oh wow.
This been happening. A sticking us. I'm just giving y'all a story. R.I.P. Little Trail, man. 12 years old, stabbed in the stomach by little Ronnie.
Had to check and listen on the way to work.
That's it. That's how you pronounce it. Not Ronnie. Ronnie. Never forget.
Got an OG Percy from Fort Worth.
One thing about people when it comes down to being bullied and being jumped, people overlook it because they feel like since it's your race color, you the aggressor. You know, when they get killed, you know, they forget about what they was doing to get killed. Please let's not forget to walk in both shoes, because people put themselves in situations to get themselves killed. Hold on, let me say that again. I'm not on nobody's side. The dead one or the one that stabbed. I'm always be in the middle, y'all. I don't take sides when it comes down to blood being in the street. I can't do that. I can't take a side. That only God can judge them, not me. But on this note, I'm just gonna put it like this: for every action, there's a reaction. Bars.
I just want to share my testimony on this Carmelo Anthony situation.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? This story touched me. My first charge, yeah, I got a charge. My first charge was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon causing bodily injury. What kind of charge does that sound like?
Exactly what it said. You done something to somebody to cause bodily injury. You said aggravated assault? What did you get?
Yeah.
You said aggravated. Does that mean there was something involved? You used to have a newspaper, a bat, a knife, a stick, a piece of glass, a broke bottle.
Let me tell you. When these new kids in Fort Worth catch an aggravated assault charge, what that mean? When J-Dub, his aggravated assault charge, what that mean? In Texas, they've changed the laws to where a gun charge, right? If you shot somebody, that can be considered an ag assault with a deadly weapon. I believe, I didn't use a weapon. I didn't use a weapon in that situation. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that because the assault was on a white boy. You know, and I hate he had to go through that. I had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I went to juvie. I went to boot camp. Hey, student.
You went to boot camp?
Oh, JJ. Well, I didn't go to JLA. I went to JJ EAP. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't ask you that. You said you went to boot camp.
It's a slight difference, but I went to boot camp. You could say I went to boot camp.
You went to boot camp. What boot camp?
In cadence.
Let's go.
Hey, Shelly Shell.
Race?
Okay, real tune.
Listen, let's
go then. Let's go. We'll get there.
This is not the mess. I know I don't look like what I've been through.
Hey, LP.
I believe that because it was on a white boy, right, that the charges was heinous. And, when I went back as an adult, read the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, man, there was different witnesses saying different things. And so if I had an attorney to fight, instead of a court appointed, right?
Right.
At 15 years old, right?
Oh, wow.
I feel like I could have had some better action.
Cannabis. It's not just legal in 38 states. It's a $36 billion global...
And so, I'm on Carmelo's side on this one. You shouldn't have put your hands on him.
Okay.
Now, Carmelo, he did kill somebody. And so my thing is, I feel like the charge...
No, he didn't kill nobody. No, he didn't kill nobody, man. No, see, either you a cold-blooded killer, either you
it was an accident.
Killer, or guess what?
It's an accident.
It was an accident.
You right. You right.
You a cold-blooded killer.
You right, OG Percy.
Or
it was an accident. Because he did not try to kill him. I did.
So you violently killed this man, and he's not a killer.
He right.
Well, the good news.
Let's go, good news.
Hey, man, because there's some good news.
Let's go, good news.
See, this is going to trial. And Carmelo is maintaining his innocence. And he's going to get his day in court publicly. Right?
You're right.
I didn't get a trial. You know what I'm saying? Deferred adjudication. Now,
okay.
So, saying all that to say, I feel Carmelo, man. I feel the family, and the situation isn't, like I say, isn't if he's innocent or guilty. That's not what I'm arguing, right? Because we know what he did. I'm arguing what case is he fighting? How is he fighting a murder? You know what I'm saying? Manslaughter, something. You know what I'm saying? Accidental death. Am I right about it?
You right about it. If it was a nigga.
It wasn't a nigga, wouldn't be no case.
Oh, it was a black man.
Oh, hello. Now, come on. If this would have been black on black, it would have been stand your ground, and it was. Okay, Hodgeby, why was he touching? Because he was bullying them. It would be no doubt about it if this was black on black, they would have said that it was stand your ground, self-defense. I absolutely believe that. They'd have went right by the laws of the in what's in the book. No doubt about it. But because it is reversed, now it is what it is. But I didn't listen to it this far. Y'all know how I do. I listened to it somewhat and then I stopped. I did not know that OG Percy had said this. But I totally agree. It was an accident. He was not intentionally trying to kill him. He was concerned. So he right. He is not a stone cold killer. It was an accident. I agree.
That's not what I'm arguing, right? Because we know what he did. I'm arguing what case is he fighting? How is he fighting a murder? You know what I'm saying? Manslaughter, something. You know what I'm saying? Accidental death. Am I right about it?
You right about it. If it was a nigga.
Oh, if it wasn't a nigga, it wouldn't be no case.
Oh, if it was a black man, it's just another execution.
Right.
In my NWA
it was self-defense.
And this was, so y'all black folks get ready for the biggest ride y'all could ever fight.
Ooh.
Black folks, get ready. Y'all ready what, black folks? Are y'all ready for the revolution to be televised? Because Trump has already threw all type of bombs and dropped all type. Get ready for the white people to stand up. What's going to happen when the white folks say no justice, no peace?
Wow.
Have you ever thought of a white person saying that?
Wow. Can y'all believe that? Are y'all listening? You know, it's just kind of funny to me how he is saying it, but I guess it is the same thing that I was trying to say on the cool with how they gonna handle it on the golf course, trying to tell him this, that, and the other, and how it's gonna be an uproar in Frisco. But he said, how are we going to look at them? I mean, because they trying to say certain things on the cool with their rally. They trying to pick up, you know, our lingo, our struggle, our, you know, on the cool, you know. But OG in real tunes just kind of put it out there, y'all, kind of layman term. I mean, he said, are y'all ready for the revolution to be televised? Are you ready for them to holler no justice, no peace? Wow. Shout out to OG Percy.
Oh, if it wasn't a nigga, it wouldn't be no case.
Oh, if it was a black man, it's just another execution.
Right.
In my NWA
it was self-defense.
And this was, so y'all black folks get ready for the biggest ride y'all could ever fight. Black folks, get ready. Y'all ready what, black folks? Are y'all ready for the revolution to be televised? Because Trump has already threw all type of bombs and dropped all type. Get ready for the white people to stand up. What's going to happen when the white folks say no justice, no peace? Have you ever thought of a white person saying that? What you laughing at, Andre? What Dre laughing at back here? Coming from a white man.
Wow.
Tune. Get ready for that, too. Come on.
Make that make sense.
This is gonna be the new O.J. Simpson trial. Y'all, if the gloves don't worry about it.
That's the clip. Let me tell you this. White people have already begun protesting.
Get ready for the next.
No justice.
Black folks, are y'all ready?
White people are saying
no justice, no peace. Coming from the other side. Now, let me give y'all the game about their side. Watch them stick together. Black folks, this is what we need to say. And guess what? If we don't come together, see these black folk, we gonna fold under pressure. We already fold. You know why?
Show
White boy
is.
got murdered. I ain't going down. White kid,
Oh
boy, kill that
no,
white
it's
boy.
Alexander.
Niggas, you
It's
niggas.
Dominique
Y'all coon
Alexander.
asses on. Scary.
What does that have to
Scary.
do
Bunch of scary niggas.
with somebody?
Come
Oh
out
my
march, grab
God.
your signs. When the white man kill a nigga, all y'all gonna do is get your goddamn signs, write all type of shit, run around and say, we shall, all that old slave shit. Good, that shit.
Does your internet bill?
Wow.
That's because promo.
Wow.
At Google Fiber, there's
What Paula say? We watching this live.
Everyday low prices.
Hair loss was something that
Shout out to Real Tune.
either I was going bald.
We shall, all that old slave shit. Good, that shit.
Oh wow, we watching this live, y'all.
Is they in court public? Right? I didn't get a trial. You know what I'm saying? The further justification. Now, so I'm saying that to say,
Plea
saying all
deal.
that to say,
He took a plea.
you know, I feel Carmelo, man. I feel the family, and the situation isn't, like I say, isn't if he's innocent or guilty. That's not what I'm arguing, right? Because we know what he did. I'm arguing what case is he fighting? Why is he fighting a murder? You know what I'm saying? Manslaughter, something. You know what I'm saying? Accident
Why
death.
is he fighting a murder?
You right about it.
Why is he fighting a murder? Y'all get the likes up. Get the likes up, please. Oh my goodness. Whoo! They gonna be saying no justice, no peace. Are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh wow. Thank you.
Oh, if it wasn't a nigga, it wouldn't be no case.
Oh, if it was a black man, it's just another execution.
Right.
In my NWA voice.
It was self-defense.
And this will, so y'all black folks get ready for the biggest ride y'all could ever fight. Black folks, get ready. Y'all ready what, black folks? Are y'all ready for the revolution to be televised? Because Trump has already threw all type of bombs and dropped all type. Get ready for the white people to stand up. What's going to happen when the white folks say no justice, no peace? Have you ever thought of a white person saying that? What you laughing at, Andre? What Dre laughing at back here?
No justice, no peace.
Coming from the white man. Two. Get ready for that, too. Come on.
Make that make sense.
This is going to be the new O.J. Simpson trial. Y'all, if the gloves don't worry about it.
That's the clip. Let me tell you this. White people have already begun protesting.
Get ready for the next. Black folks, are y'all ready?
White people are saying
no justice, no peace. Coming from the other side. Now let me give y'all a game about their side. Watch them stick together. Black folks, this is what we need to say. And guess what? If we don't come together, see these black folks, we gonna fold under pressure. We already fold. You know why? Because the white boy got murdered. I ain't going down. White kid boy that killed that white boy. Look at you niggas. Y'all coon asses on. Scary. Scary. Bunch of scary niggas. Only niggas gonna come out march and grab your signs when the white man kill a nigga. All y'all gonna do is get your goddamn signs.
Hey, Debbie
write all type of
Hudson.
shit up, run around and say, we shall, all that old slave shit. Good, that shit over. That shit over, man. Come on, man. That's back in the days. Every time a nigga
We
get out, you grab your picket sign and
shall
go to marching around. Niggas stupid. That shit, what that don't do? Oh, really? 10,000 people, black folks gathered downtown. So what the fuck that mean? Just bunch of niggas.
He said them days over.
Because y'all didn't come together after that, but guess what? Watch out, they kind of stick together. Now, I kind of need to show that we gonna stick together. But you know, y'all, when y'all go to Coonan, y'all gonna run from this fight, black folks. This one, because you know what? We too busy fighting each other. We sure can't go against nobody else.
He fat. He talking. He telling. Shout out to OG Percy for keeping it all the way real.
We can't afford to fight another race right now. We got a war within our own selves. How we gonna go to war with they kind? And guess what, y'all? Boots on the ground already. Boots on the ground for the white boy, for the one that's dead. They already probably looking for the death penalty. They don't care what the white boy was doing to him. We don't care if we was jumping on him. Now he's in there.
Oh, wow.
He's one of them. It don't matter what he do. He had no business stabbing him. Yeah, did anybody understand it? And guess what? A lot of black folks gonna run from this one. They gonna run when the war jump. They just gonna run when the war is over. Everybody be back then. Oh man, making blogs. Man, where was y'all at when it's going down? Y'all gonna let them hang that white boy? Y'all gonna let them hang? Y'all gonna let them hang that nigga? Black folks, or we gonna let them hang?
Absolutely
It's
not.
not a white or black thing.
No, keep your hands to yourself
It's
thing.
a white and black thing.
It's a keep your hands to yourself
And guess what,
thing.
y'all? The way we been going against each other, we gotta find strength in each other, stand up for each other. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? They gonna hang that black boy if they can.
That they
He in
can't.
trouble.
He in trouble.
He in trouble, y'all. Because guess what? They know how to stick together. They know how to make the law work for them. Us, all we know how to do is break the law.
Hence is why they want us to all find fault in Alexander, or what's his name? Dominique Alexander. His past. What does his past have to do with the civil rights of this kid? See, that's my problem. See, this is how they trying to divide us with this one. You already got people talking about, oh, he shouldn't have had a knife in the school. That's not against the law. It's against the rules in the pot. It's not against the law. He must have known he was looking for a fight. He didn't know that them bullies was gonna attack him. So how was it premeditated? And like he said, you gotta be all up in someone's space in order to get stabbed. You cannot stab someone at a distance. You're absolutely right. They came to him in his space, close enough to be poked. I absolutely refuse to entertain that man's past, because that is a way that they're going to try to get us off of being solid for Carmelo. I ain't buying it. I am not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. If they would have did that, if they would not try to bully or force, he would not have been unalive. There would not have been an accident. And every time I think about how the bag got into Carmelo Anthony's hand, how did he get the bag? Because Austin picked up his bag, pushed it to him to put him out the tent. Get your shit and go. Yeah. Nah, it wasn't premeditated. Nah.
But we don't know how to make it work for us. That black boy gonna need our help. They gonna need more help on our side than what he got. Everybody know he was going through. Oh, but see, when the shoe on the other foot, they'd have been on the black boy. Oh, the white boy would have made bond and everything. If he'd have killed the nigga, he was jumping on all this.
Oh, his charges would have been dropped.
He was being picked on and by a couple of blacks at school, and they jumped on him. He stabbed one of the blacks died. Well, oh well.
Absolutely. Charges dropped.
That's how they gonna look at it. Oh well. She had no business touching old Jim. Well, Jimmy didn't. He shouldn't have stabbed him, Rick. Well, he stabbed that. What the fuck?
He right.
No, she had no business putting his fucking on Jim. Well, vice versa.
He is so right. Let's see what this one is. Let's go, OG Percy.
In my NWA
voice. It was self-defense.
And this was, so y'all black folks get ready for the biggest ride y'all could ever fight. Black folks, get ready. Y'all ready what, black folks? Are y'all ready for the revolution to be televised? Because Trump has already threw all type of bombs and dropped all type. Get ready for the white people to stand up. What's going to happen when the white folks say no justice, no peace?
Hey, real tone, it's a real money in the room.
Real tune, it's a real money in the room. Shout out to Real Tune.
Month after month, year after year, and I'm tired of the anti-white racism. I'm tired of the anti-white hate. I'm tired of the anti-white violence.
Let's make a stand together now.
Is this the same one?
Stand together today. What I see right now, Antifa, Hamas.
I just want to share my testimony on this Carmelo Anthony situation.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? This story touched me.
On this one, he's going to also talk about the family being
my first charge was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon causing bodily injury. What kind of charge does that sound like?
Exactly what it said. You done something to somebody to cause bodily injury. You said aggravated assault? What did you get?
Yeah.
You said aggravated. Does that mean there was something involved, or you said a newspaper, a bat, a knife, a stick,
he said a newspaper.
Broke bottle.
Let me tell you, when these new kids in Fort Worth catch an aggravated assault charge, what that mean? When J-Dub, his aggravated assault charge, what that mean? In Texas, they've changed the laws to where a gun charge, right? If you shot somebody, that can be considered an ag assault with a deadly weapon. I believe, I didn't use a weapon. I didn't use a weapon in that situation. You know what I'm saying? But
well, what you used? What was aggravated?
The assault was on a white boy. And I hate he had to go through that. I had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I went to juvie. I went to the boot camp.
Hey,
student.
You went to boot camp?
Oh, JJ. Well, I didn't go to JLA. I went to JJ EAP. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't asked you. You say you went to boot camp.
It's a slight difference, but I went to boot camp. You could say I went to boot camp.
You went to boot camp. What boot camp?
In cadence.
Let's go. Race.
Listen, no, this is the
Let's go then. Let's go. We'll get there.
This is not the mess. I know I don't look like what I've been through.
Yeah.
But I believe that because it was on a white boy, right, that the charges was heinous. And, when I went back as an adult, read the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, man, there was different witnesses saying different things. And so if I had an attorney to fight, instead of a court appointed, right?
Right.
At 15 years old, right? I feel like I could have had some better action. And so, I'm on Carmelo's side on this one. You shouldn't have put your hands on.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Carmelo, he did kill somebody. And so my thing is, I feel like
No, he didn't kill nobody.
Can y'all still hear?
He ain't kill nobody. No. See, either you a cold-blooded kid, either you a cold-blooded killer, or guess what? It was an accident. Either you a cold-blooded killer, which one is it? Or it was an accident. We need this to go to court. Because he's not a cold-blooded, so you probably killed this man, and he's not a killer. It's a difference.
Well, the good news.
Let's go, good news.
Man, because there's some good news.
Let's go, good news.
For those of us with service animals, preparation is key. Ensure your buddy always has their ID on.
News.
Let's go, good dude.
Man, because it's some good news.
Let's go, good dude.
See, this is going to trial. And Carmelo is maintaining his innocence. And he's gonna get his day in court publicly. Right? I didn't get a trial. You know what I'm saying? Deferred adjudication. Now
See, I can listen to OG Percy versus that Charleston White. He a paid coon. I found somebody who was talking about these paid coons, paid by them, you know, to talk bad on, to always go against the black people. That's Charleston White. See, I can listen to OG Percy. He a real OG, you know. Charleston White may have been, yeah. He a real OG. Yeah. Shout out to OG Percy.
The situation isn't, like I say, isn't if he's innocent or guilty. That's not what I'm arguing, right? Because we know what he did. I'm arguing what case is he fighting. How is he fighting the murder? You know what I'm saying? Manslaughter, something. You know what I'm saying? Accidental death. Am I right about it?
You right about it. If it was a nigga.
Oh, if it wasn't a nigga, it wouldn't be no case.
Oh, if it was a black man, it's just another execution. In my NWA war.
It was self-defense.
And this was, so y'all black folks get ready for the biggest ride y'all ever fight. Black folks, get ready. Y'all ready what black folks? Are y'all ready for the revolution we tell about? The Trump that already threw all type of bombs and dropped all type. Get ready for the white people to stand up. What's gonna happen when the white folks say no justice, no peace?
No justice, no peace.
Have you ever thought of a white
They better find out another way to say it. They can't take.
Andre,
They can't take. They always want what we done had. What's for us?
Get ready for that too.
No justice for peace, no peace. Then it was white lives matter. I mean, you know, they can't come up with nothing original. Even when Metcalf Jeff went to the conference where, you know, he wasn't invited to stand there, and then the white people saying, oh well, I thought that was brilliant. That was the same thing that Carmelo did. I mean, oh my God, y'all can't come up with nothing original. Huh? Nothing. Hey, grandma ways. They want to beat us bad. They hate us, but they want to beat us. I mean, I think about, you know, all of the evil stuff they've been saying, and like the troll that was popped out yesterday talking about our skin color, you know, but you couldn't keep y'all forefathers up our cabins, could they? Huh? Couldn't keep them up out our cabins back in that time frame. But you hate us. But you was all up in us. Why? Huh? Big mama breastfeeding they kids. Why? Huh? Yeah.
Come on.
Y'all don't hate us. Y'all want to be us.
This gonna be the new
But let's keep it real. They derived from us. We did not derive from them. Huh? I mean, but they don't want to touch that. Yeah.
Yo, if the club don't worry about it. What's the club?
They wanted our cooking.
Let me tell you this: white people have already begun protesting.
They wanted our cooking.
For the next black folks, are y'all ready?
White people are saying
no justice, no peace. Coming from the other side. Now let me get y'all the game about their side. Watch them stick together. Black folks, this is what we need to say. And guess what? We don't come to see black folks, we don't fold under pressure. We already fold. You know why?
I ain't
White
folding
boy got
nothing.
murder. I ain't gonna
Cooking
down
and
white
the
man wanna
cookie.
kill that white boy.
Sell it. They wanted the cooking and the cookie. Huh? Hello? Woo, baby, huh? They wanted, yes. They wanted the cooking and the cookie. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh, that seasoning. They said, I don't know. Something about that there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Scared. Bunch of scared niggas.
Mulatto.
Grab your sign. When the white man kill a nigga, y'all go do get the goddamn sign, write all type of shit up, and run around and say, we shall, all of those slave shit. Good, that shit up. That shit up, man. Come on, man. Back in the day, every time a nigga shit, all you niggas do is
they in denial.
Marching around. Looking stupid. That shit, what that's gonna do? Oh, well, 10,000 people, black folks gathered downtown. So what the fuck does that mean? Just a bunch of niggas together, because nothing come on, because that's gonna, y'all they come together after that, and guess what? Watch how them, they kind of stick together. Now, our kind need to show that we gonna stick together, but you know, y'all, when y'all go to Coonan, y'all gonna run from this fight, black folks.
Shit.
This one, because you know what? We too busy fighting each other. We sure can't go against nobody else. Hello? I know it, Dre. Don't drop your headphones. We too busy fighting each other. We can't afford to fight another race right now. We got a war within our own selves. How we gonna go to war with they kind? And guess what, y'all?
Want to try Ozempic?
We're gonna have to learn.
So this is terzepatide. And it...
Kind, guess what, y'all? Boots on the ground already. Boots on the ground for the white boy, for the one that's dead.
Yep.
They already probably looking for the death penalty.
They want everything we have.
The white boy was doing to him. We don't care.
Sometimes you see their hair braided, Grandma Way.
He's one of them. It don't matter what he do. He had no business stabbing him. Yeah, did anybody understand it? And guess
He
what?
said that he was going to talk about the parents having the threat.
They just going to run when the war is over. Everybody be back then. Oh, man, making blogs. Man, what was y'all let when it's going down? Y'all going to let them hang that white boy? Y'all going to let them hang? Y'all going to let them hang that nigga? Black folks, are we going to let them hang?
Nope.
This is not a white or black thing, but guess what I'm going to tell y'all? This is a white and black thing. And guess what, y'all? The way we've been going against each other, we got to find strength in each other, stand up for each other. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? They going to hang that black boy if they can.
They not.
Oh, he in trouble.
He in
trouble. He in trouble, y'all. Because guess what? They know how to stick together. They know how to make the law work for them. Us, all we know how to do is break the law.
That's why they asses is on the golf course trying to figure out. Didn't I tell y'all that they sitting up trying to figure out a way? They trying to find something, but they know all eyes is on them. And this time, they are not reacting. Why are they not reacting? Huh? Yeah, because you know why? The reality is we know this time we right. This time we know we right. And we trying to see how, if y'all gonna be right. Yeah. This time, all eyes on y'all. Because Carmelo Anthony, rest in peace, Austin. But like he said in the beginning on that other one, the only way you can stab somebody is somebody all up in your personal space. Yeah, so wherever they was, they went to him. Got all up on him. Because you can't stab somebody at a distance. And they, Oh, yeah.
But we don't know how to make it work for us. That black boy gonna need our help. He gonna need more help on our side than what he got. Everybody know he was going through. Oh, but see, when the shoe on the other foot, they'd have been hung the black boy. Oh, the white boy.
Hey, stop playing.
Everything. He killed the nigga. He was jumping on. All he was gonna do was be a pick on. He's being picked on, and by a couple of blacks at school, and they jumped on him.
So he didn't talk about it because this was supposed to be about the family.
That's how they gonna look at it. Oh well.
Oh well.
He had no business touching on Jim. Well, Jimmy didn't. He shouldn't have stabbed him, Rick. Where he stabbed that? What the fuck?
He shouldn't have touched Jim.
Vice versa.
He got the same one.
Until there's freedom for everybody, ain't freedom for nobody.
What? Until what he say? What he say? What he say? What you say, Percy?
Ain't no bitch putting his fucking on Jim. Well, vice versa. Vice versa. Until there's peace, until there's freedom for everybody, ain't freedom for nobody. Bars.
Bars. Bars. Bars. Bars. Wow. 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 Hey, Vicky. Wow. That was bars. He said bars. Ooh, bars. Okay, where is this other one? I may have to turn. Lust. Oh my God. And let me move to the other side. Hey everybody that has come in. Ah, yeah, I enjoyed Percy. They tricked us with Tyree Nichols live court murder case. What's the Carmelo was ghetto. Let's check this out. Carmelo was ghetto.
We're talking about both sides of our mouth, right? You're bringing up ghetto, but then also saying that Carmelo was in ghetto. So then, what are you saying?
I'm saying I don't know that he wasn't.
Amazing Lucas. Shout out to him.
So we're having disagreement day currently, correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Disagreement day.
Yeah. So the two different areas that I could disagree with, you choose which topic you'd like to pick. Is
I think I'm ready for your cash app. We can test it. Okay, here. Okay.
They deal in Black Death, like, a Glenn Beck type guy, employs these people and then they profit off of, Black Death. So someone like Whitlock, and I don't know who's on your Mount Rushmore of Sambos, but I just don't think that these are guys that are dealing in Black Death. I think that they're trying to get people to be civilized in what they consider proper civilized behavior.
Yeah, I know you will. What's the other disagreement?
The other disagreement would be well, do you mind responding why I would be wrong on that?
No, I think as far as, are you a white Caucasian male?
Hi, Tiki girl.
There's nothing to disagree. I understand why you believe that. What's the other disagreement?
What's the disagreement? He wanted him
for civilized behavior.
Yeah, I know you will. What's the other disagreement?
Hey, how you doing? So we're having disagreement day currently, correct?
That is correct.
All right. So so the two different areas that I could disagree with, you choose which topic you'd like to pick, is one on what you call Sambos, and you made a comment on this show where you said that they deal in Black Death, like, a Glenn Beck type guy, employs these people and then they profit off of, Black Death. So someone like Whitlock, and I don't know who's on your Mount Rushmore of Sambos, but I just don't.
Mount Rushmore of Sambo.
Dealing in Black Death. I think that they're trying to get people to be civilized in what they consider proper civilized behavior.
Yeah, I know you will. What's the other disagreement?
The other disagreement would be The other disagreement. Well, do you mind responding why I would be wrong on that? To
No,
make a
I
disagreement
think as far as, are you a white Caucasian male?
I am.
Yeah, I there's nothing to disagree. I understand why you believe that. What's the disagreement?
Well, the other disagreement then would be on the topic of where you're taking the position of just be nice, don't put your hands on people, and things like that. I agree with that. The people shouldn't do that. However, the consequences of those actions, I think that it's just. I think that you're not looking at that correctly in the idea. Okay, so here's one side of it.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Do you live in a town? Do you live in a town where there's a bunch of ghetto type people?
Ghetto type people.
Say for sake of argument, yes.
Okay, so I live in a particular area where
Ooh, Lord.
I agree with that. The people shouldn't do that. However, the consequences of those actions, I think that it's just.
You are so welcome, Team Carmelo.
That correctly in the idea. Okay, so here's one side of it. So, do you live in a
ghetto?
Do you live in a town where there's a bunch of ghetto type people?
Say for sake of argument, yes.
Okay, so I live in a particular area where there's a lot of ghetto people, and I talk with people, white and black, especially people, black ladies that are say like drivers of buses.
Drivers of buses.
Tremendous bad time dealing with constant thievery, constant littering, constant just really negative behavior that most people agree that they don't like. So when you're saying that Metcalfs shouldn't have said anything to him, he should have went and got authority. Well, I think it puts us in a position where we're kind of fucked, because if we go and grab somebody of authority, then we're snitching, and then if we delegate to a small percentage of authority,
y'all snitch either way.
Control of our communities and keep them in a civilized way.
Can y'all still hear him?
Consistently doing stuff, and I'm not saying that Carmelo Anthony was doing anything nefarious in the 10th. Y'all wasn't there, I don't know. But I think we're not going to be able to keep control of our communities and keep them in a civilized way. So if you see somebody consistently doing stuff, and I'm not saying that Carmelo Anthony was doing anything nefarious in the 10th. Y'all wasn't there, I don't know.
But I think we're looking at this the wrong way.
Wow.
He wasn't doing anything that I've come across at all. So why would you be nosy? What concern of it would be of Austin if someone wanted to stay out the rain?
So and here's the part where I personally have a difficulty dealing with what I call ghetto people. It's the idea that so why would someone be nosy? Well, when you hit a level of pattern recognition, where like I go to this particular place where I shop, it's like a Dollar General type thing, and literally like 1 out of every 3 times I'm in there, the same group of people are stealing shit. So unfortunately, every now and then I will encounter someone who's totally freaking cool as hell, and I do mislabel them and mistake about them.
Gotcha. So what does this have to do with Carmelo? I'm confused.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Carmelo. It has to do with your particular position. It deals with your position.
What about
I think so. What I'm disagreeing with is I think that you taking the position that, hey, you know what, they should just be nosy, they should not be nosy, they should not get involved, doesn't take into account the difficulty that it is to coexist with the ghetto-style community. And again, I'm not saying Carmelo Anthony was, I don't know.
So then we're talking out both sides of our mouth, right? You're bringing up ghetto, but then also saying that Carmelo was in ghetto. So then what are you saying?
I'm saying I don't know that he wasn't.
Well, I know that for a fact that he wasn't, right? I don't know how many ghetto people are in Frisco, Texas. Are you aware of the area?
I'm not.
Okay, so are you?
Is it a nice area?
Yes. Are you aware that Austin is ghetto?
I am not.
You're not aware of Austin's ghetto. Why did you assume or presume that Austin was ghetto?
Well, I didn't think of that specific part of the case, because that wasn't my great disagreement. my disagreement, you're doing the disagreement day, and I tell you we weren't having finding
I understand, but
disagree
why
with
didn't
you.
you think Austin was ghetto? Why didn't you think Austin was ghetto?
Well, I just didn't think that part out. I think the reason for the call was specifically to find a disagreement with you.
So is this
and I
not
was
a
trying to
genuine disagreement?
Oh, no, it's a very genuine disagreement. I disagree with Amazing Lucas. I disagree with Amazing Lucas's position.
So what if both of them were ghetto?
That states that people shouldn't in their community.
I hear you, but
say, hey man, you're in the wrong area.
I understand, but you're viewing it from one perspective, which is the black kid was ghetto. I'm saying if they both come from the same neighborhood, Frisco, Texas, based off of Austin's upbringing, we know he a fractured home, right? So there's no or there's no mother in the household. We know that Austin's father was also convicted.
I mean, y'all.
With Amazing Lucas's position.
So what if both of them were ghetto?
The states that people shouldn't in their community.
I hear you, but
say, hey man.
So he felt like he should check the ghetto.
Perspective, which is.
Well, I just didn't think that part out. I think the reason for the call was.
No.
I am not.
He wanted to check the ghetto.
Why would you assume or presume that Austin was ghetto?
Wow.
I didn't. You taking the position that, hey, you know what? They should just be nosy. They should not be nosy. They should not get involved. Doesn't take into account the difficulty that it is to coexist with the ghetto-style community. And again, I'm not saying Carmelo Anthony was. I don't know.
So then we have to. So then we're talking out both sides of our mouth, right? You're bringing up ghetto, but then also saying that Carmelo was ghetto. So then, what are you saying?
I don't know that he wasn't.
Well, I know that for a fact that he wasn't, right? I don't know how many ghetto people are in Frisco, Texas. Are you aware of the area?
No.
Okay, so are you?
Is it a nice area?
Yes.
Very.
Are you aware that Austin is ghetto?
I am not.
You're not aware that Austin's ghetto. Why did you assume or presume that Austin was ghetto?
He said, "Are you aware that Austin was ghetto?" Austin was more ghetto than Carmelo. Let's keep. I can't make this up. This is why they having such a hard time, y'all. Because Austin was more ghetto than Carmelo. Please get the lights up.
I'm not.
Okay, so are you?
Is it a nice area?
Yes. Are you aware that Austin is ghetto?
I am not.
You're not aware that Austin's ghetto. Why did you assume or presume that Austin was ghetto?
Him and his brother.
Well, I didn't think of that specific part of the case because that wasn't my great disagreement. My disagreement, you're doing the disagreement day, and I tell you we weren't having finding.
I understand, but why didn't you think Austin was ghetto? Why didn't you assume Austin was ghetto?
He get up. That's why he went to him.
That part out.
He didn't think that part out. Oh my God.
The reason for the call was specifically to find a disagreement with you.
So is this not a genuine disagreement?
Oh no, it's a very genuine disagreement. I disagree with Amazing Lucas. I disagree with Amazing Lucas's position.
So what if
he was ghetto for him and his brother for turning around, getting involved in something that had nothing to do with him, getting all ghetto. It was a ghetto in the color purple. No, I mean, you know, bullying. Yeah, they were more ghetto than Carmelo. Yeah, I dig it.
The states that people shouldn't in their community.
I hear you, but
say, hey man, you're in the wrong area.
I understand, but you're viewing it from one perspective, which is the black kid was ghetto. I'm saying if they both come from the same neighborhood, Frisco, Texas, based off of Austin's upbringing, we know he came from a fractured home, right? So there's no father in the household.
Right.
Or there's no mother in the household. We know that Austin's father was also convicted of assault. So there's violence. There's a violent aspect to Austin's upbringing that I'm sure
Facts.
Got through to his training.
Facts.
I would argue that the ghetto factor would be more of Austin as opposed to Carmelo Metcalf. I mean, not Carmelo Metcalf. Carmelo Anthony, who comes from a two-parent household of an affluent family, who lives in a multi-million-dollar house, who has, the resources and the capital to afford that lifestyle. So I think it's the ghetto behavior of Austin that they both come.
Yeah, I can't.
Are you?
Is it a nice area?
Yes. Are you aware that Austin is ghetto?
I am not.
You're not aware that Austin's ghetto. Why didn't you assume or presume that Austin was ghetto?
Well, I didn't think of that specific part of the case because that wasn't my disagreement.
But he brought up ghetto.
You're doing the disagreement day, and I tell you we weren't having finding
I
people
understand,
to
but
disagree
why
with you.
didn't you think Austin was ghetto? Why didn't you assume Austin was ghetto?
Because white people can't be ghetto.
Part out. The reason for the call was specifically
white people can't be ghetto.
So is this not a genuine disagreement?
Oh no, it's a very genuine disagreement.
Crazy, no media outlets talking about Carmelo being a hero. Salute. Right.
So what if both of them were ghetto?
You right, Tiki girl.
People shouldn't in their community.
I hear you, but
say, hey man, you're in the wrong area.
I understand, but you're viewing it from one perspective, which is the black kid was ghetto. I'm saying if they both come from the same neighborhood, Frisco, Texas, based off of Austin's upbringing, we know he came from a fractured home. Like there's no father in the house.
Woo!
There's no mother in the house.
Him ghetto.
We know that Austin's father was also convicted of assault. So there's violence.
Ex-assault.
To Austin's upbringing that I'm sure got through to his training. I would argue that the ghetto factor would be more of Austin as opposed to Carmelo Metcalf. I mean, not Carmelo Metcalf. Carmelo Anthony, who comes from a two-parent household of an affluent family, who lives in a multi-million-dollar house, who has the resources and the capital to afford that lifestyle. So
absolutely.
I think it's the ghetto behavior of Austin that led him to look for an easy target to prey on. Because
shout out to you.
$150 or whatnot, 5'9" if I'm not mistaken, according to the police report. It seems that he was trying to target someone to bully.
Absolutely.
That's what it seems to be the context of what transpired.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, by me mentioning Carmelo Anthony, I think I diverted my disagreement. But my specific disagreement is specifically I'm saying, so forget Carmelo Anthony.
Now it's forget Carmelo Anthony.
Minding our own business with a group of people that are consistently fucking up society in a variety of ways is just not a doable thing. Like, you got to confront people, and sometimes you might confront the wrong person.
He made that mistake. He corrected it.
I don't see how Carmelo Anthony has anything to do with this group of people who are fucking up society. Just like I wouldn't see as far as Austin Metcalf and his father being, bestiologists or, pedophiles of that nature. I wouldn't just.
Oh, wow. It's just.
Can I switch on something?
This is the second time we done caught him talking about something and trying to imply it off.
Yeah, well, by me mentioning Carmelo Anthony, I think I diverted my disagreement. But my specific disagreement is specifically I'm saying, so forget Carmelo Anthony. I'm disagreeing with you.
Forget Carmelo Anthony.
The idea of minding our own business with a group of people that are consistently fucking up society in a variety of ways is just not a doable thing. Like, you got to confront people,
You got to confront them.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't see how Carmelo Anthony.
He said you got to confront people. You got to confront people. And if that's the stance you're going to take, you do know that you're opening it up for yourself to get unalive when you confront the wrong person on the wrong day. Instead of keeping your hands to yourself and minding your own business. in the ghetto. I cannot believe he said that.
With a group of people that are consistently fucking up society in a variety of ways.
Hey, Shane.
It's not a doable thing. Like, you got to confront people. You know,
he had a call-in line.
I don't see how Carmelo Anthony has anything to do with this.
Somebody had called in.
Fucking up society. Just like I wouldn't see as far as Austin Metcalf and his father being, you know, bestiologists or, you know, pedophiles of that nature. I wouldn't just assume that.
Sure. Can I switch on something real fast that we probably would agree with, but I feel it's important to say?
By all means.
Thank you. So I'm going to throw a quick metaphor here, but it's very quick. So there's a country singer named Merle Haggard. Have you ever heard of him by chance?
No, I have not.
Okay, anyways, in country music world, he's one of the superstars, like Johnny Cash. He's got a song called Mama Tried. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up real quick, again, it's more an agreement one, is I do think that the lady, Carmelo Anthony's mother, is truly, the messages she gave the other night at the conference, I thought it was a very nice message. I thought she was 100% genuine in her grief that the Metcalf family's child was killed, and that she felt that very, very deeply. In her statements, it seemed like she moved from some bad area at one point in her life to try to get to a better area, and then try to make a better life for her family. So the hate that's coming on her. So in the country music world, the song "Mama Tried" it's a story about a guy who went to prison. He's 21. He's doing life without parole. Mama tried to raise me better, but are pleading I denied. So whether Carmelo Anthony, whatever the facts come out to be, whether he was just a guy who was getting roughed up and he had to defend himself, or if he was, you know, a mean guy, you know, however that comes out.
How is this relevant to how you raise your child?
At Merle Haggard's mom, because she tried. You know what I'm saying? So I think
it's not about being relevant. It's about they have to try to find something wrong. See, the reality of it is that they know. Oh, okay. You want me to send you a request? Okay. They know that the Metcalf boys were at fault. So now they are changing the narrative, you know, trying to make it be about this, that, and the other, because the reality of it is that the Metcalf boys, one, started it, and if he wanted to, at first he tried to make it a ghetto thing, and it went from a ghetto thing to he asked him, did he realize that the Metcalf boys was ghetto with the broken home and dad with a forceful assault. Yeah, so now he's trying to find an avenue with the remorse of the family. It's not none of that. He should have kept his hands to himself. He just should have kept his hands to himself. So now these people are trying to find any and everything. And that's just the bottom line.
It's getting better, but are pleading I deny.
Let me see what it is. Money,
Vicky,
Vicky.
Whether he was just a guy who was getting roughed up and he had to defend himself, or if he was...
Y'all get the likes up.
You know, however that comes out, regardless, nobody gets mad at Merle Haggard's mom because she tried. You know what I'm saying? So I think the hate that's getting thrown on this lady is definitely, I mean...
reaching.
It seems she genuinely feels bad for Metcalf, and she truly tried to take her family to the next level.
Well, I would agree with you if there was a try. It doesn't seem like
she did that. And her son did what he was supposed to do.
Sure. Yep.
It still don't have nothing to do with them bully Metcalfs.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah. So I think the sympathy should go towards the Metcalf family for being poor whites or the conditions.
Okay, so you sure don't want to argue about the...
Did he call them poor whites? What?
Yes,
Every
his versus
possible
tried. I agree. Yep.
Yeah. So I think the sympathy should go towards the Metcalf family for being poor whites or the condition that they're in.
Okay, so you sure don't want to argue about the Sambo thing? So, let me throw one more
No, I
part.
understand that you would view things in a different perspective and different light. So I have nothing
But that's what we're supposed to...
on the stand.
Okay, well, let me ask this question to you and tell me if this is a point of contention. I think that what you call the Sambos, I think that the thing that they lack is they won't make statements like, hey, Bush people flooded fucking crack into, the neighborhoods, blah, blah, blah.
No, I think their understanding lacks playing to respectability politics, which is a great thing for white people. So I think I have no issue with that.
Are they not good for black people? Are the Jason Whitlocks and...
No, I think they're harmful towards black people.
How do they harm?
I think it's a perspective that you wouldn't be able to wrap your mind around, unfortunately.
This is the point of conversation and disagreement, right? You're supposed to tell me something that you disagree with. This is critical thinking. You're supposed to sharpen my mind by bringing in conflict of opinion. So you can't just say, hey, your mind can't wrap around it, because then we have no argument, and then you're not doing what you're claiming to do, which is be a critical thinker.
So they want to get into our heads. Y'all see this?
I think the point of contention is that this is a conversation that's been had that's old as time. So the fact that you seem to be a middle-aged or elder white male and still don't understand...
You see how they trying to get into our head?
Other individuals, Sambo. I think that either goes to show that maybe...
The neighborhood, blah, blah, blah.
No, I think they're out.
Oh, wow.
Lacks playing to respectability politics, which is a great thing for white people. So I think I have no issue with that.
Are they not good for black people? Is the Jason Whitlocks and...
No, I think they're harmful towards black people.
How do they harm?
I think
you're not doing what you're...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was...
critical thinker. So,
okay.
How do they harm?
I think it's a perspective that you wouldn't be able to wrap your mind around, unfortunately.
This is the point of...
This blows my mind, y'all.
You're supposed to tell me something that you disagree with. This is critical thinking. You're supposed to sharpen my mind by bringing in conflict of opinion. So you can't just say, hey, your mind can't wrap around it, because then we have no argument, and then you're not doing what you're claiming to do, which is be a critical thinker. So blow an argument and see if my little white mind can get around it.
I think the point
See if my little white mind can get around it.
That's been had that's old as time. So the fact that you seem to be a middle-aged or elder white male and still don't understand the concept behind white people call other individuals Sambo, I think that either goes to show that maybe you're limited brain capacity, or possibly you just don't care for the answer. So either one of those is not worth my time, but I appreciate it. Take care.
Oh, he had to hang him up, y'all. Wow. 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 Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Got out. He had to put the deal. He caught
Oh, wow. That was heavy. Hold on. I'm trying to see. Which was worse, that one of the Ronald McDonald yesterday. Ronald McRacist. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. N-E-Y. I'm trying to test this for Vicky. V-I-C-K. Vicky Sing, is it a blue? Is it a blue V? Oh, okay. Yeah. I just sent you the request for $1, Vicky, to see if it goes through. Okay, let me see what else I got. It was personal. Let's see. No, not that one. Hold on. This is, oh, we did that one yesterday. Football. Okay, this is the one I wanted to check. Did you get it, Vicky?
Little fact that has come out, and I'm going to talk about a little known law that nobody's really talking about. And when you put these two things together, yes, Frisco ISD is liable. And I'm going to tell you something. You can bet.
Ready?
Is Frisco Independent School District
hit the like button
for Austin Metcalf's death? And I'm going to talk about a little fact that has come out, and I'm going to talk about a little known law that nobody's really talking about. And when you put these two things together, yes, Frisco ISD is liable. And I'm going to tell you something. Ooh. You can bet your bottom dollar that the first people.
Didn't I talk about the liability? Everybody want to know who gave permission? Who? Y'all remember me talking about that? Oh, Lord. They're probably trying to figure out who they can blame for this. Who gave them permission? Oh yeah, I don't support. Yeah, take that name out of there. I don't care nothing about that. No disrespect. Okay, yeah, nah, I don't care nothing about none of that. None of that. I'm about the truth.
Frisco ISD called when this thing happened was their lawyers, because they have so much potential liability in this case.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so let's get into it. Gray, thank you for watching my channel, Counsel Gray. If you like what you see here, I'd love if you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave a comment. This is my brand new channel, so what I'm planning to do here is talk about trial strategy, talk about popular cases in the news.
Tiki girl, they done been over here. They done got their feelings hurt. They done got hit upside their head, and they done got removed. They tried it. They don't try it like they used to, but they definitely tried it until I constantly asked them the same question. What should happen to Hunter? He started it. Yeah. And then I found a trial trial attorney who pretty much backs everything that I done said. Just like this liability. I'm curious to hear what she finna say, because I haven't listened to, but let's go.
And try to shed some light on what I think these cases would, what I think would happen with these cases if they were to go to trial, with the facts that come out, with the evidence, with the witnesses, what I would do at trial. Someone asked me before, what is my background? My background is that I'm a seasoned trial attorney. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. I've done criminal, civil, and everything in between. So that's my background, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about really is the fact that where did this thing happen, right? Where did all of this go down? And where it went down was at KEYGLOCK Stadium, which is, it is owned by the Frisco School District. And you guys know what I'm talking about. This is the Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf case, where two 17-year-old athletes, one stabbed the other one after a confrontation at a community track event. That community track event happened at KEYGLOCK Stadium. Okay, so KEYGLOCK Stadium, it is owned by the Frisco Independent School District, and all 12 of the high schools in that school district, they all share this athletic facility for different sports. I think baseball is there, track is there, football is there. So this is sort of a community gathering place where the schools come to compete against each other. You may remember back in the day where schools went to the other school, right? Like one school was the home, one school was the visitor. This is not that scenario. All of the teams share this one facility, and they do their events at this facility. So this is what it looks like.
Oh, they go to baseball.
This is an aerial view of the stadium, and as you can see in this picture, I know it's a little bit blurry, but you can see that this is a multi-sport track, right? So around the exterior, we've got a track, and then on the inside, it looks like that's where they play football. So they're using this real estate to do a lot of things, and I think you can see in the back on the left-hand side that there's a baseball diamond there. Okay, so that's where the event took place. It's a community, it's a county-owned space. It was not at either of the two schools. Okay, so 2 of the 12 schools that compete in this space are the Memorial Warriors and the Centennial Titans, right? Austin Metcalf was a student at Memorial, and Carmelo Anthony was a student at Centennial. Okay, so there's this little theory that I think creates a lot of chaos in this case.
Just for educational purposes.
Okay, an agency is a legal relationship where one person, the agent, is authorized to act on behalf of another, called the principal, creating legal consequences for the principal based on the agent's actions. So let me just unpack that a little bit. Basically, it means that if you empower someone else to act on your behalf, you are liable for what they do, the mischief they get into, and the chaos. Now, there are all kinds of caveats to this law, as there are to all laws, but that's the general principle of this law, that if you assign somebody, hire somebody, ask somebody,
who gave
send
permission,
somebody, there's a lot of verbs, right? Deputize somebody, empower somebody. There's a lot of verbs that you can use to create this relationship. But here's the thing, it also doesn't even need to be spoken. Okay, but we're not going to talk about that. But as with anything, the law will treat people based on how they behave as opposed to what they say. And so what that means is that even if you don't say, hey, we are in a principal agent relationship, if your behavior reflects that, the law will treat it as that. So let's look at what happened on this day. Let's set the scene. All right.
Set the scene.
A and H, obviously this is Austin and Hunter. They are minors, and they are manning a tent on behalf of their school or sports team. Now, this is the little fact. This is the little fact that no one is talking about. That a witness has come forward and said that these 2 boys were not competing that day.
I'm sorry. So I was trying to hold on. Let me go back.
Then, while there, they engage with it changes hands.
No, it didn't come through yet.
That a witness has come forward and said treated as that.
I don't know where it's.
Let's look at.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's look at what happened on this day. Let's set the scene. All right. A and H, obviously this is Austin and Hunter. They are minors, and they are manning a tent on behalf of their school or sports team. Now, this is the little fact. This is the little fact that no one is talking about. That a witness has come forward and said that these 2 boys were not competing that day. They were working the event. Okay. Working the event means that there was some kind of an assignment, possibly some extra credit, possibly some pay, possibly whatever. But A finding of agency doesn't even require that money or benefit changes hands. It just requires an agreement, even if the agreement is unspoken. We'll get into that, okay? But here's the first set of facts. Austin and Hunter are minors, and they are manning a tent on behalf of their school or sports team. Now, I'm going to give you, I'm going to play a tape for you shortly so that you can hear it. Then, while there, they engage with someone that they think is a trespasser, okay? A fight breaks out, and Austin is killed. The victim or the visitor claims self-defense. So the question we're going to talk about today is, could the school, could the team, or could the entire district, right, the entire Frisco ISD be civilly liable to the deceased Austin, to the surviving Hunter, or to what they deem to be a trespasser? And I'll show you why this person is not legally a trespasser shortly. So this is where we're picking up, right? This is the minimal facts that we know. I'm not adding any facts that we don't know. I'm not subtracting any facts that we don't know. Okay, so let's go here. So the question is, were Austin and Hunter acting as agents of the school, of the track team, of the district, whatever, of the coach, whatever it is, right? So how do we know that? Agency only requires two things. And again, I'm about to play a video for you where the good friend of Austin says that they were there because they were working the event. Okay, so let's set that aside for right now. Agency requires two things. The first one is consent for there to be a principal-agent relationship. But remember, it doesn't need to be spoken. You don't need to pinpoint the exact moment that the relationship arose, right? It's very much, if you come to be behaving in this fashion, the law will treat you as that thing, okay? So it requires consent and it requires control, meaning that the principal is in some way in control of the task. And by asking someone to do the task, right, meaning if the coach or the school or the district asked Austin to man the tent, they are in control of the task because they gave it to him. Okay, so I think that both of these are checked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through this case as.
Didn't I mention that to y'all? That they asked him around to see who gave him permission, who told Hunter, you know. And then we remembered when we heard him the other day said that the coach told them to protect it and, you know, cause theft and stuff and all that type of stuff. Told y'all that they was hunting around trying to find out who gave that permission, who made him, what is it, sergeant of arms, security. Yeah. We got but the problem with that is they say other people from different schools were up under the tent. So why was Carmelo singled out if other students from different schools ran up under the tent for shelter? Top flight. Security.
I would make it with the experience that I've got, and obviously other people may come down in different directions on this thing, but I'm just going to tell you what I would do, and I'm going to make out the arguments that I would make.
Let's go. Using
the facts and the evidence that we've got, also knowing that more will continue to come out and we're not jumping to any conclusions prior to that. Okay, so a good friend of Austin.
It hasn't came yet, Vicky, if you sent something.
By Tamara Neely. Shout out to Tamara Neely. She's a great young girl. She's building a channel. I don't believe.
Hey, I don't know if you heard me, but Vicky, it hasn't came yet. If you send, you said let you know. If you send something, no. If you want me to send another request, then I'll do that. Whichever way, you let me know.
What she believes, but she's doing a great job building her channel. Okay? She interviewed one of Austin Metcalf's friends, and I'm going to let you hear what the friend had to say.
Could we use your house to trial our 24-hour bathroom upgrade system? We're looking for homeowners within valid states to test our...
Track meet was a JV event, and the only reason why the twins were there was because they were working it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, makes sense because now this is making sense.
Yes.
Because the twins, I saw on social media that they were not actually like competing. So it
No.
makes sense. They were working the event. So
Yes.
of course they're going to be kind of watching out, making sure that their school tennis protected. I mean,
They may have been working it, but they were not up under their working, because remember, they had went to the field house and was talking to the old coaches from junior high school that they hadn't seen. Remember, they came up. The other witness said that they came up, and Austin was already up under there.
you never, I mean, just watching their dad and how attentive he is, you can tell he's really attentive, involved, you know, all that stuff. I can only imagine how his sons are, you know.
Yeah.
They have a great father, so I'm sure I could see how that came about.
Who has a great father?
So,
oh
you
my
just heard
God.
it. She said that the only reason they were there is because they were working the event. So that establishes the agency, right? The question becomes, why were they working the event? Who asked them to work the event? How did this relationship come into being? That they believed that they and others believed that they were working this event, okay? Show you quite honestly why it almost doesn't matter. Okay, so I want you to think of principal and agency law as the principal is the hand. Now this spelling of...
Oh, what I do? I'm sorry.
Principal is not to be confused with the principal of the school, even though the principal of the school is a principal of some things and also is an agent of the district, etc., right? But anyway, this is principal in the way of agent principal law. Okay, so I want you to think about the principal as the hand or the body, and the agent is the fingers, right? The agent does the work of the principal. Okay, so, and again, not the principal of the school, the principal. So, for example, one principal could have many, many agents, right? All of the teachers are agents of the principal. If you go to, you know, like your cable company, right? All of the cable technicians who come out to your house, they are all agents of the principal, which is your cable company. Okay, the company is the principal, the worker, the technician, the helper is the agent. Okay, so let's look at agency in action. What does this mean? What are some examples? An employer-employee. That's clear agency, right? That is a contract hired role. That is an agreement that you're going to do this amount of work for me on this date for this amount of money. A school and a coach, okay? So let me give you some context here of why agency law even exists. It exists, one, because people can't escape liability for something because they had someone else do it for them, right? Also, it allows the principal, in this case, the employer or the school or the business, it allows the principal to scale and multiply, right? If you had to build a business and you had to do everything that needed to be done, there's only 24 hours in your day. But what you can do is you can hire people and you can deploy them into the field to work on behalf of the business, right? So you can scale your business. But the flip side of that, right, that's the benefit, you can scale. But the flip side of it is that as you send these people out into people's homes, you're responsible for what they do when they get there, okay? Another example is a business and a sales rep. This is the example that I just gave you. You know, someone comes to your door and they're selling security systems. They are an agent of some company. They are an agent of ADT or Front Point or whoever the security company is. Okay, so if we accept that, the next step is that a student rep who has been asked by the school or by a team, a coach or a teacher to do something is also an agent of the school. Now, Texas has some interesting agency rules, and we're going to get to these in a minute. But this is pretty much accepted that when you empower, deputize, ask, right? Remember that list of verbs that I gave? When you do any of these things, you are creating an agent relationship. Okay? Okay, so if we accept it as true, because we just heard that it was true, Austin and Hunter were working the event. And if that's true, somebody asked them.
Right.
And that establishes the agency that we're looking for to make the Frisco Independent School District liable for what happens. Okay, so these were the two designated agents that the Frisco Independent School District, through its employees, selected, right? These are the two kids. So the thing about agency is that agency runs up the chain, right? It runs right up the chain of command. Okay, so I want you to look at this graphic that I have here. On the far left is the Frisco ISD. Frisco ISD empowered Memorial High School to educate its students, to educate the students of Frisco. Memorial High School empowered the track coach to teach its students to run and compete in these athletic events. And then it looks like what happened, if we believe what the girl said, and I just played it for you, his good friend, she identified herself as his good friend. She said, the only reason that Hunter and Austin were at the event is because they were working the event. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that at least the track coach empowered them, asked them, suggested to them, recruited them, right? There's a huge list of verbs that can create this relationship. Empowered, deputized,
are they liable, y'all?
Tasked them with, doesn't matter, Austin and Hunter to man the tent. So what does that even mean? What does it mean to man the tent? What does it mean to work the event? We don't know. How clear was that? And we're going to see that if it's not clear, that
did y'all hear me just then? Were y'all able to hear me, or was I spinning? First of all, I said I got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then I said liable. Do y'all see where she's going with this? This school could be liable if the coach told them to remove somebody from up under the tent, and it becomes racial if the only person that was asked to leave was black. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it.
Go down there and man the tent, right? Whatever that means, just go down there and do it, okay? So each of these steps is a principal and an agent of the other, right? Memorial High School is an agent of the county. It's also the principal of the track coach and Hunter and Austin. The track coach is the agent of the high school in Frisco, but it's also the principal of Austin and Hunter, right? So everything flows up and downstream.
Cannabis. It's not just legal in 38 states.
Y'all get the likes up, please.
It's a $36 billion global industry.
Okay, so here are the people.
Oh.
Here are...
Can y'all get the likes up, please? I saw that. I looked over that. But thank you. Y'all please get the likes up.
Are the people. This guy on the far left, Dr. Waldrop, he is the...
Ooh, she putting a name to it.
Ooh,
she putting a name on it, ain't she?
The principal of Memorial High School is this woman with the curly hair.
Ooh,
the two track coaches are the two beautiful ladies side by side.
Ooh.
And their agent is the Metcalf twins. So all of
she
these
put
people,
a name on it.
in all of their wisdom, decided that the Metcalf twins were the best agent. He is the Austin and Hunter, right? So everything flows up and downstream. Okay, so here are the people. Here are the people. This guy on the far left, Dr. Waldrick, he is the superintendent of the Frisco Independent School District. Congratulations, sir. The principal of Memorial High School is this woman with the curly hair. The two track coaches are the two beautiful ladies side by side, and their agent is the Metcalf twins.
Hannah's
So
birthday
all of these people, in all of their
is
wisdom,
in July. He's
decided
going
that the Metcalf twins
to age 10 years
were
with
the best
Gil. He
agents
sure
to represent
is.
the district in this event. All right. So this is the chain of command here. All right. So there is this type of agency law that is called negligent delegation. Right? The idea, because you are responsible for what your agent does in the field, there has to be grounds for that liability. One of these grounds, and there are multiple ways for a principal to be liable for the acts of their agent. But one of them is negligent delegation. And this occurs when a person or institution assigns responsibility or authority to someone who is unqualified, untrained, or unprepared to carry it out safely. And that results in harm to others or to themselves. And I'm going to show you in a little while all three of these boys, right, the two that are alive and the one his estate could sue on his behalf, I'm going to show you why all three of them have claims against the Frisco Independent School District. Okay, we're going to walk through their claims one by one.
Let's go.
But what negligent delegation says is that you should have never even put this person in the role. Right? It was just the mere delegation. Before they did anything, just picking them was negligent. Okay? So this is an example of an analogy. This is the sort of common analogy, right? Negligent entrustment, negligent delegation, right? All jurisdictions use different language, but it's the same concept. You gave the keys to your car to a toddler, and then of course your toddler goes out and not only kills himself, but kills 3 of your neighbors. That's a negligent delegation. You gave the toddler a task that a toddler cannot do, right? So forget what the toddler actually did. You were liable, you were guilty the moment you put the keys in that person's hands. And so the question becomes, if they gave Austin the responsibility of manning this tent, some things needed to come along with that, okay? They needed to train him on how to do the role, right? Someone described it as he was passing out water to the track athletes and this and that. But he needed to be trained. Were there rules? Were there resources to help him do the job if he got in over his head? Was he trained how to deal with what he perceived to be a trespasser? Now, incidentally, in another one of my videos, I talked about
he could have been trained if he thought it was a good idea to put his hands on him.
10 days prior to this killing. Now, whether or not that's going to come to anything to do with this, I don't know. But for some reason, was this really the right kid?
They should have went and got the authority.
To
Right.
assign the task of supervising the area. Have anything to do with this? I don't know. Rules? Were there resources to help him do the job if he got in over his head? Was he trained how to deal with what he perceived to be a trespasser? Now, incidentally, in another one of my videos, I talked about the fact that these two boys had competed in the same event 10 days prior to this killing.
Who?
Now,
what'd she say?
That's going to come to have anything to
What'd
do
she
with
say?
Right? Someone described it as he was passing out water to the track athletes and this and that. But he needed to be trained. Were there rules? Were there resources to help him do the job if he got in over his head? Was he trained how to deal with what he perceived to be a trespasser? Now, incidentally, in another one of my videos, I talked about the fact that these two boys had competed in the same event 10 days prior to this killing. Now, whether or not that's going to come to have anything to do with this, I don't know. But for some reason, this kid...
When she said, oh, these two boys, as she's talking about, I wonder, is she talking about they competed So she's talking about Carmelo and Austin or Hunter. I don't know why they trying to move Hunter out the way.
Perceived to be a trespasser. Now, incidentally, in another one of my videos, I talked about the fact that these two boys had competed in the same event 10 days prior to this killing. Now, whether or not that's going to come to have anything to do with this, I don't know.
Hi, Beth.
But for some reason, this kid, this 17-year-old and his incomplete 17-year-old mind, and that's the problem with the whole case. You've got two incomplete 17-year-old minds, right? Was this really the right kid to assign the task of supervising the area?
Absolutely
Okay?
not. Not if he decided to put hands on somebody.
Did he have resources he could call on, i.e., were there adults in the vicinity whose job it was to supervise him, to supervise the supervisor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he trained in conflict resolution? Was he told, this is the protocol when you think someone doesn't belong under our tent? If not, not only was the delegation of the role to Hunter and Austin negligent,
Sports
but once
play.
he was there, there's another element which is like failure to train, things like that, right? That's sort of the second piece. Like, okay,
He
even
was
if
an
you hire the right
All-American.
person, as the principal, you are still required.
Okay, so is she implying? Okay, so if they were in competition a week before this, did Carmelo defeat one of the twins? Wow. Interesting. He was All-American. I mean, he was an All-American player.
Call when you think someone doesn't belong under our tent. If not, not only was the delegation of the role to Hunter and Austin negligent, but once he was there, there's another element which is like failure to train, things like that, right? That's sort of the second piece. Like, okay, even if you hired the right person, as the principal, you are still required to train this person. Okay? The more you can show you trained your agents, the better defense you have against an agency claim. Right?
Yeah, because that would be
but
the
if
only
there's
way.
No indication that this person was trained.
AunTeaFee, you may have
Frisco
just
ISD
put
is
the
up for
missing pieces.
Why would this guy get new
Oh,
permanent
yeah,
teeth in 24
right.
hours? Instead of placing you in temporary teeth, you get your permanent teeth in 24 hours.
Okay.
Y'all know when I start stopping and pausing and listening and thinking, wait a minute, like, whoa. So now that would shine a whole nother different. But Hunter said that he never seen him before. Didn't he say he never seen him? Or did he say I didn't know his name? What did Hunter say? Hold on. What just happened? You said the witness said that there were people running up under the tent. Yeah, Dominique said, yeah, all the kids were running. Carmelo probably beat Austin in the 100 relay. Would it have been Austin or Hunter? Because Hunter started at him first. Austin didn't get involved until he saw that Hunter was going at him. So he got involved to defend. Hold on. Hunter. Let me check what Hunter said. Did he say he didn't know his name, or did he say he didn't know him? That was the first time he ever. Hold on. I wanna think I want to put it in the proper perspective. He said he'd never seen him. I didn't know him. What did Hunter say that day? Hold on, y'all. And I'm like, hold on.
Before I knew his name now, this kid was saying, there was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not gonna talk about the rest. So just that's what I saw, and I try to help him. But we come back, we sit down, and this kid says something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was.
He never knew who he was. He never met this kid in his life. But we did hear him say Austin grabbed his backpack. Again, I'm going to say, Carmelo did not have the weapon until Austin grabbed his backpack, trying to put him out of the tent. So, what they call that grabbing his backpack is a theft or robbery, and then you put your hands on it. I know where to find it at now, don't I, y'all?
Come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for, and I turned around and asked him who he was.
Yeah, okay, let's finish.
Principal, you are still required to train this person. Okay? The more you can show you trained your agents, the better defense you have. What people are talking about, which is the negligence-based liability. Now, these are agencies. If you hire the right person, as the principal, you are still required to train this person. Okay? The more you can show you trained your agents, the better defense you have against an agency.
Oh yeah, Tiki. I don't play.
But if there's no indication,
I do not play. I'm serious about it. If I'm on it, I'm on it. T Sippers, tell Tiki girl, if I'm on it, I'm on it. We gonna know the truth. The truth gonna set us free. No, and I don't allow no trolling. I don't allow no fake narratives. None of that. We gonna analyze it and break it down into the facts. And if we got something, we gonna park it until the dots connect. Shout out to Vicky. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate you.
Allegation of the role to Hunter and Austin, negligent. But once he was there, there's another element, which is like whose job it was to supervise him, to supervise the supervisor, right? Was he trained in conflict resolution? Was he told, this is the protocol when you think someone doesn't belong under our tent? If not only was the delegation of the role to Hunter and Austin negligent, but once he was there, there's another element, which is like failure to train, things like that, right? That's sort of the second piece. Like, okay, even if you hired the right person, as the principal, you are still required to train this person, okay? The more you can show you trained your agents, the better defense you have against an agency claim, right? But if there's no indication that this person was trained, Frisco ISD is up a creek.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So there's another type of liability that I think a lot of people are talking about, which is the negligence-based liability. Now, these are agency and negligence are different routes to create liability. And potentially both of them could stand simultaneously, right? So agency is what I just described, where the agent acts and the principal is therefore liable. In our case, the student confronts a person, right? That is the action that the agent took that led to chaos and catastrophe, right? The deputized or empowered student, Austin and Hunter, right? Because remember the witness, the video that I played, the witness said they were working the event, okay? So these two students confront Carmelo, chaos ensues, the school is liable. That's agency-based liability. There's another layer of liability that a lot of people also talk about is negligence, direct negligence. This is sort of a different path to liability. And this is when the principal fails to act properly, meaning something that the principal did created the problem, okay? So for example, the school fails to supervise or enforce an existing policy. Now, Texas has a narrow interpretation, which is an only operational failure, meaning that there was a policy in place, but operationally, the school did not do the policy. Okay, so let me give you an example of that.
Y'all remember when I said? Y'all remember when I said, "Is there a policy? Is it in the book?" They was talking about the knife and everything. I asked, "Was it in the books? Is it a policy that no other students can go up under that tent?" Y'all remember I asked that because they're looking for somebody to be liable. Absolutely. They are looking for somebody else to blame because they know that in all honesty, stand your ground applies. Stand your ground applies. That's why I also said that don't be surprised if they charge Hunter. And baby, that's when they started getting up out of here, didn't they? They don't want to play with me no more, huh? What should happen to Hunter since he started it? Yes, they looking for a reason. They looking who they can really blame. Who told this kid that he couldn't be up under the tent? Who told them to remove them? Why did he become so aggressive? Grab the bag, put his hands on it. Stand your ground applies. 2-on-1. No. And like OG Percy say, there's only one way to stab somebody. Somebody have to be up close and personal in your space. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's been slow for them to indict. And I told you it was gonna be ugly. Are they listening to me on the code, y'all? Could that be the case? Because they sure do come back and be saying some of the same stuff I be saying, don't they? But don't want to hit the like button. Yeah.
Were metal detectors. And everybody was supposed to go through these metal detectors. It's a narrow interpretation, which is an only
FedEx
operational
form.
failure, meaning that there was a policy in place, but
with
operationally, the school did
GUCCIMANE.
not do the policy.
Everybody didn't go through the metal detectors.
So let me give you an example of that. Let's say, for example, there were metal detectors, and everybody was supposed to go through these metal detectors.
Yep, somebody liable.
And the school just decided, it's too crowded, it's too hot outside, we've got to get the people in faster.
I'm confused on
Don't make them go through the metal detectors.
half open knife.
That's an operational failure.
I don't know nothing about a
policy of
half
having the
open
metal
knife.
detectors was in
Who
place.
had a half open knife? They said Carmelo had a half open knife. I haven't heard that. But yeah, I will have to see the knife. Because I mean, that's truth be told. I've told the tea sippers when mine is in my on my possession, mine be half cocked. Y'all remember I told y'all that? Mine be half cocked. All I have to do is pull it out and pop it. I don't have to push the button over to the side. It's already half cocked. So it can fit if it's up in my bosom, my pocket, wherever it's at. It's half cocked. So, but I haven't heard that for Carmelo. Is that what it was? His half cocked? You know, that could have been. It was used for tape. They say for the cleats. I don't know. But all I do know is that it would not have came out had Austin not picked up that bag and pushed it to him to try to put him out that tent, because it was sitting down. We just heard Austin say, we just heard Hunter say Austin picked up the bag, his backpack, quote unquote. He said Austin picked up his backpack.
There was
Yeah.
this kid like make me move. Also grabbed his backpack.
Yeah, y'all hear that? Austin did what?
They need to move. He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid,
So even when he said make me move, Carmelo did not have the bag with a knife in it. Are we all on the same page? Even when he said make me move, he did not have a weapon.
make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid,
Per Hunter. Carmelo said make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. Gave him the weapon. Yeah. And so we clear. He did not have it. Per Hunter.
He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid,
Yeah. So that how they trying to present it, he said, make me move, and he went into his backpack and pulled out a knife and stuck him. No. He said, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. So that means he did not have the weapon. Hey, Nomad, the knife wouldn't have been used for cleats. They talking about tape, putting tape on the, cutting tape for the cleats. And then somebody said for mud. So they said it's a cleat knife or something. I don't know. Hunter at home practicing his lies for trial. Absolutely. Yeah. So one thing is for sure, Nomad. He would not have had the knife had, per Hunter, Austin not grabbed his backpack where the knife was. So when he said that, make me, he did not have a weapon. He did not have the weapon until Austin grabbed his backpack and shoved it to him, trying to put him up out the tent. Then is when he went into his bag to poke him. One more time for the one time.
Also grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried with the move. He's like, make me move. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Also grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around the fast.
Yeah. So he put the backpack with the weapon in Austin's hand. So the way people are interpreting that is wrong. He did not have the bag until Austin forced the bag on him, trying to put it out. Yeah, and then they put hands on him. See why they don't want to bring up Hunter? Yeah, Hunter told. He confessed. He snitched on his brother. Yeah.
But the school didn't enforce them. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, right? I haven't heard that they had metal detectors. But there certainly were other protocols that existed that they did not do. How do we know that? Because 1 week later, when they had the thing again, all of a sudden, all of their security protocols were...
And just so we clear, Texas, you can stand your ground. You can use deadly force. You can stab somebody and unalive them for putting their hands on you. You don't have to feel like someone is going to kill you. All you have to feel is an imminent danger, a threat. That's in Texas. Yeah. So whether he had a knife or not, whether it was for the cleats or not, he was attacked. Somebody was aggressive. Two brothers approached him, put hands on him, and he used it. Was he trying to kill? No. It was that part wasn't the death was an accident. Was he trying to get him up off him? Yes, he was. Did he use a knife? Yes, he did. Is it illegal? No, it's not. Is it illegal to have a knife on school property? If it's 5.5, if the blade is 5.5 inches or less, no, it's not illegal. Was it premeditated? No, it wasn't. How could it be premeditated if he? That means that he would have been psychic to think that somebody, to know that somebody was gonna come try to force him up under the tent. There's no way for you to know that in advance. Yeah. So it don't matter what he had the knife for. The twins should have kept their hands to themselves. But they know this now. That's why they're trying to find a way out.
Place. So they knew how to do this, right? They knew how to get their employees and their facilities and, you know, whatever equipment they needed in order to man an event like this, or to not man it, but to secure an event like this. They knew how to do it. They just on.
I think if Hunter, Tiki Girl, if he did turn away, that means that it was not premeditated. I guarantee you that. No, there's no way it could have been premeditated. There's just absolutely no way it could have been premeditated. No. He didn't. First of all, didn't nobody know it was going to, at that minute, it was going to be a downpour of rain and people was going to be running up under the tent to get wet. Second of all, there's no way he could have known that Hunter was going to address him or say anything to him. Third of all, he did not have any idea that Austin was going to grab his backpack and shove it to him. No, it was definitely not premeditated. I would think, Tiki Girl, for you, I would think, one, I don't necessarily believe that Hunter turned while that was going on. But in the case that he did turn and look away, I think that he would have been turning and looking away to see what authority, what coach, or who was watching, who was looking. So he turned to look to see if the coach saw it. You know, an adult was seeing what was going on because they was jumping Carmelo. So he turned his head. I mean, I can tease and say that he turned his back on his brother, but he was looking to see who was watching what was going on. If indeed he did turn his head. All sporting events have metal detectors, especially track in Texas. Yeah, but that's why I would assume that it would have been for the track and field. They should have canceled the yeah. Let's finish this up, y'all.
Most track meets, they just decided, we don't really need to do that. Right? What are the chances? Right? Famous last words. Okay. So these are how you get direct negligence, where the principal actually failed to do something. In agency, it's the principal's agent who did something wrong. Okay. Either of these are a path. Okay. So I want to talk about what are the actual claims that Carmelo, Austin's estate, and Hunter all have against
The school.
the Memorial
Hi, Amanda.
Warriors, against the school, against the district, right? All the way up the line. Austin's estate. Austin is the one who is dead. Unfortunately. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Prayers up
His
for
estate
Austin.
could sue all of those people for negligent supervision. The basis of that
Everybody
claim
gotta
for
keep
him,
their
because you're
hands
going
to
to see that
themselves.
claim show up again, but someone else has a different aspect of it. Negligent supervision. The school failed to protect a student in its care.
Facts.
Classic, right? So if Austin's family attorney can make the claim that the school had a duty to protect and failed at that duty, then the school is going to be liable to Austin's family. Now, here's the thing. When someone is on the property of another, that property being a community athletic facility, whatever it is, right? Which is all three of these boys. All three of these boys were on the property of another, okay? So when someone is on the property of another, there's only three legal, or not three legal, but the law recognizes three statuses. The first one is that you're a trespasser. None of these boys were trespassers. Each of them had the same exact right to be in that facility as the others. Now, there's some argument, some rumor that Carmelo may have been suspended at the time. Well, guess what? Just because he was suspended, his right to be on community or county or school district owned property is not stripped from him. Unless his suspension papers specifically said that he cannot go onto county property.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I have a question for you. If you had to make a choice between having massive impact on people's lives or having real financial...
Okay, it was June 1st, 2009.
Oh my goodness, I hit the wrong button. Y'all, please hit the like button. How do I get back? Oh, hold on. I guess I'm getting sleepy. I'm hitting stuff, y'all. Bear with me.
Is suspended. His right to be on community or county or school district owned property is not stripped from him. Unless his suspension papers specifically said that he cannot go onto county property, then he had as much right as the two brothers to be there. Now, if they try to strip him of the right,
You're so very welcome, Amanda.
Try to strip him of the right to be on anything other than their property, right? You can't prevent somebody from going on somebody else's property. You don't have the authority to do that. So there's no way that one school, and it might be why, if he was suspended, and I have heard mixed views about this, right? And the most reputable ones say, in fact, that he was not suspended. But even if he were, because this is going around, right? Even if he were, he had a right to be at that facility because the school can't strip away his right to be on county property. Okay? That might be why he wasn't under his own tent. Now, some people said that he came to the memorial tent because he had friends. We don't know.
I did hear that.
Right? Time will tell. But in terms of whether or not he's lawfully there because he's suspended, yes, he is. He is not a trespasser because he is suspended. Okay?
Oh, they trying hard. Ain't they coming up with everything up under the sun?
Statuses that the law recognizes, right? The first
If
one
he
is
was
a trespasser.
suspended, he wouldn't
The
have been able
second
to
one is
leave
that you
school
are
to go.
an invitee. And the third one is that you are a licensee. So I would make the argument that all three of these boys were either invitees or licensees, and whatever one of them was, all three of them were. I'm going to make the argument that they were invitees, and I'll tell you why. An invitee is a person who is on the property of another with permission or in the absence of retracted permission. Okay? An invitee is someone who's on the property of another, meaning they have been asked or invited or allowed onto the property of another for the benefit of the property owner. Okay? So that would be anybody that you invite to come into your space to do a particular thing for you, whether it's to run in your track meet, whether it's to man the table, whether or not it's to be a star athlete on our roster, whether it's to keep our police from having to come and arrest you for truancy, whatever it is, right? If you're invited and you're there for the benefit of the property owner, you are an invitee. You could be a licensee, that's the third one, where you are invited onto the property of another, but not for the benefit of the owner. You're there for your own benefit, okay? All right, so the thing about these three statuses is that different laws apply to them, but invitee and licensee are close enough that they are all owed a duty of care by the owner of the property, by the school district, by the team, okay? So if they have a duty to care, which is a duty to protect, Austin's first claim is that they failed in their duty to protect him. Because he is an invitee, the school, the county, they had a duty to protect him, all right? His second one is the negligent assignment. This is the negligent delegation, negligent entrustment. This is literally specifically an assignment. The principal says to the agent, I'm going to assign you to do this thing, and it's inherently risky. It's inherently risky because it leads to conflict. Another sign that it might be inherently risky is if, had you not asked the person that you asked, you would have asked the security guard, or you would have asked an armed police officer to do the task.
They make excuses for
Well,
it.
we don't
They
want
sure
to pay
do.
armed security guards, and we don't want to bring in police, so I know, let's ask this kid, right? That's a sign that it is inherently risky. If, had you asked somebody else, it would not have been this kid, it would have been somebody with a gun, okay, and a uniform. His third claim could be failure to implement security protocols, which is if those protocols would have captured the knife that Carmelo had, and the school just didn't implement them that day for whatever reason, then that is the proximate cause, meaning the immediate cause of Austin's death. Had the school been doing the security protocols that they had, right, that existed, that had been thought through and formulated, Carmelo wouldn't have had the knife, and Austin wouldn't be dead. So those are his three claims where he could sue the team, he could sue his high school, he could sue the district. Okay.
And Lord, don't let it be that one of the coaches.
Claims, but different fact patterns, okay?
Oh, Lord.
Here, this is a negligent assignment because he was given an ambiguous role with no training or protection. Okay, so this is a slightly different version of negligent assignment from what his slain brother had. Okay, for this one, the role is ambiguous. Go man the tent. Hey, Hunter, we need you to help out at the meet. Well, what does that mean? Was it his job to get Carmelo out of there? Was that expected of him?
No, because he was over there talking to the coaches. They wasn't even manning the tent.
That this is a part of the job.
They were not watching
Without,
it.
A job description or a list of things, the role is too ambiguous. You put a 17-year-old mind, right? That's the negligent delegation, into an assignment that was so ambiguous that he could have thought anything or nothing was a part of the role. Who knows?
Excuse me.
The second claim that Hunter would have against, the team, the school, and the district is a negligent supervision, which means that he was exposed to escalating violence. Now, this is interesting because this is the claim
He was exposed.
of the person who's standing nearby. Okay? Negligent supervision. I was exposed to violence without adult oversight.
Oh,
Right? There was
okay.
no adult that we could get to or that we were told was the person who was supposed to be supervising what was going on out here. I'm just a kid.
Okay, so
Where
there
was
was
the
no
adult oversight?
no immediate
Because you put me in this
supervision.
role, you exposed me to something
No
that
immediate
amounts to negligence.
supervision.
Okay? Now the last one, and this is really interesting. This is a claim, and let me tell you something, you guys. I'm not, Texas is full of fantastic attorneys. Okay? So I am not the only one chiming in on this issue. You better believe that all three of these families are going to bring every single one of these
Both
claims,
of
and
the
there really are
families.
others, right? I stopped it at 3 for each, but there were maybe 6 or 7 claims that I could have made for each of these 3 boys against the school, the district, etc. Now, I will say with that, a school has a greater duty of care to its own students than to students from a different school. Okay, so that might change Hunter and Austin's estate. They have slightly different claims and a slightly tighter duty of care because it was their school that was involved. However, Carmelo too has a claim. It's just not as strong because of the differences in the duty of care. All right, so let's look at this last thing that Hunter has. Bystander recovery and failure to implement security protocols. Bystander recovery is a claim that a person who is close to the decedent can make if they had to witness the act. It only applies to like parents, children, and siblings. And even then, the question becomes, how close were you guys really, right? We don't have to worry about that here because Hunter and Austin, all indication is that these guys were extremely close, but not just that.
They were
Austin
twins.
died in Hunter's arms.
No, they did not.
Kid
No,
should
he
have to
didn't.
watch that.
He died at the
No
hospital.
kid should have to feel their dead brother's last breath leave their body and go limp in their arms. It's traumatic. You cannot undo that. This kid will be having flashbacks about this for the rest of his life. That's what bystander recovery is about. It's about compensating a very close relative who had, and you can just have seen it, right?
He said he turned his head.
Of the negligence of the school, or because of
that's why he's not gonna be able to get that, cause he said he turned his head. He didn't see the actual stabbing. Ain't that what he said? And he did not die in his arms. His breath, his soul did not leave on the track in the bleachers. They said that he was transported to Plano Health, whatever the name of the hospital. So how did his soul leave on the at the community center? That's not true. But let's keep going.
Hunter, right? I had to watch my brother die in my arms. I had to feel his body go limp when he took his last breath.
Oh.
This is designed for him to recover, okay? And you would couple that with failure to implement security protocols or one of the other agency problems.
Everybody
okay?
keep their hands to themselves.
This is also like if
we wouldn't have this problem.
Is in a car crash and has to watch something impale their mother, like a pole go through their mother's chest or something like that.
Wow.
This kid is 5 and looking directly at this thing. I mean, it's horrible.
She gross, ain't she? She
okay, so these are the top 3, not the only 3, but the top 3. Or some version or some hybrid of these claims is what I think Hunter has. Okay, so let me jump into this about Carmelo. A lot of people will think he's the one who did it. He killed the other kid. But the way it actually goes is that if you are put into a situation where you are forced to use self-defense.
This is the aircraft carrier shelter you seized, previously owned by a small faction of about 800 people. Now it's entirely yours.
The person who put you in that situation can be held liable
Hello.
the outcome of that situation.
Hello.
So
One more time for the ones in the back.
Self-defense. The person who put you in that situation can be held liable for the outcome of that. Kill the other kid. But the way it actually goes is that if you are put into a situation where you are forced to use self-defense, the person who put you in that situation can be held liable for the outcome of that situation. So even though Carmelo is the one who stabbed, he has actionable claims. And I didn't get into this, but you better believe that these boys are going to sue each other. Carmelo's family is going to sue the twins. The twins are going to sue Carmelo's family.
Facts. They
and the
better.
courts are going to have to deal with all of this, right?
They better.
Now.
And they all need whoever gave him permission.
Their sentiment about Carmelo, what he did, what he didn't do, what he should have gotten,
And the Anthonys need to sue whoever gave Hunter permission to initially address him, to make his brother do what his brother always do, is jump into his mess and take over per the mama. Yeah, absolutely.
Just because you are put in a situation of having to use self-defense. Now, obviously, this depends on the strength of the self-defense claim. We don't know. That will continue to come out. But if it survives, Carmelo has these claims. Negligent delegation. Carmelo himself is a victim of
bullying.
Whoever at Memorial's bright idea it was to tell these two 17-year-old twins to manage the tent. Right? Carmelo's like, I was minding my business. These two commandos, they thought it was a part of their job description to come over and harass me.
Put hands on me.
So what Carmelo was going to say, right, because he also has a negligent delegation claim, he's going to say, you guys put these two minors improperly in front of me to confront me. They didn't have the brain power. They didn't have the wherewithal or the forethought, because they're only 17, right, with incomplete brains, to manage the particular task. This is Carmelo's argument, right? I had no choice but to stab these people. I had no choice but to stab these people that you put in front of me, right? This is his claim. And you guys, the claim has stood in Texas.
Yeah, and there was two of them.
Be the first person to pioneer this claim.
And there was two.
Because he's also traumatized.
Absolutely.
He also ran away with a dead guy's blood on his hand.
Absolutely.
He also just spent a week in jail.
And was concerned about Austin.
This kid has
Let us not forget.
Damages too.
Let us not forget.
The second one is premise
he was
liability.
concerned about Austin.
Now, this one people.
He was traumatized. He was concerned. He was in fear for his life. You know, imminent danger. And he concerned about the guy he just had to stick. And I had to spend time in jail. And I got expelled. All because somebody put these two clowns in some form of adult position, security of a tent, that other students from different schools ran up under to get out of the rain, and they decided that I was fitting a description of somebody that they could push their weight around. Yeah. So I was not protected. When my mother and daddy gave me permission to go to this, they was under the assumption that I would be in a safe place. Would nobody be putting their hands on me? Yeah. And I'm wondering, since they want to act like he was in a fight a week before, was the person that he was in a fight with, was it one of their friends? I mean, they don't go to the same. Did he hear about a story? Were they trying to, you know, have somebody back on the cool? Why would y'all pick this boy out? of all the kids that ran up under the tent. There has to be a reason why.
People are not going to like, because it says that Carmelo could have a claim against the county or the district for premises liability, meaning that something that the county or the district did or failed to do created an unsafe environment for Carmelo. Now, the unsafe environment could be that you told these two yahoos to police me. I don't feel safe when you've got 17-year-olds bossing me around, bullying me, pushing me, right? I heard a version today that Austin may have knocked, well, the original rumor was that Austin had smashed Carmelo's phone. I heard another version that said, no, he didn't smash it, but he did accidentally knock it onto the ground.
Accidentally. Lord.
Who knows? But these two guys, thinking that they're in charge, was the unsafe condition.
So he accidentally, when they started bringing up robbery.
The third thing that Carmelo has, the third claim that Carmelo has, is failure to implement security protocols. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Considering he's the one with the knife, for him to say that they created an environment where violence could escalate, I don't know, this might be a little bit dubious. But technically, if he is a self-defender and an invitee, he does have this claim available to him.
Absolutely.
Failure to implement security protocols. Now, what that means is that the protocols existed, the school just didn't follow them. And that is not limited to metal detectors, right? Because as we saw 1 week later, they had a host of security protocols in place. Also, some cases have found that the absence of cameras and different things like that, sensors, patrol, I mean, all kinds of things could create an environment where violence could escalate. Again, telling these two kids with incomplete brains that they're in charge could lead to an escalation, right? So all three of these, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know how the facts are going to come out, but I think this is a really interesting case that Texas is going to have to deal with, and I'm here for it. I love it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, y'all. Yeah, have a good night. Did y'all get enough tea? Let me see what you put before I go. Let me see. Family threatened, had to relocate. Absolutely. Yep. 2 against 1. Yep. Liability is an issue. That's why I'm telling you. That's why they moving slow. If it was cut and dry, good people, if it was cut and dry, he would have already been indicted. It is definitely not cut and dry. Okay, y'all have a good night. I'm finna go to sleep. Thank you, everybody. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.